when the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal will be sitting tomorrow, what are your thoughts about the happenings around it, the pressure on the judiciary, and some of the issues that have been raised?
You mean on Wednesday, not tomorrow?
Wednesday, rather, apologies. Yeah.
Well, we've been having election petitions since the colonial era. But none has attracted such level of blackmail and intimidation of the judiciary. Just last Friday, we were at a program in Abuja together where I addressed the labor unions. Some dubious characters got a copy of the video cassette and they put on top, in a very criminal manner, that if the judiciary fails the Nigerian people, there should be a coup. As if I said that. Only a deranged mind could have concocted such a treasonable statement. Now, that is the kind of intimidation that is going on. And I am worried. You know, that people give the impression that everything ends with the judgment of the Court of Appeal, the Presidential Election Tribunal. Any party that loses on Wednesday still has the opportunity to appeal to the Supreme Court. And so what is the basis of the cheap blackmail that is going on? And I want to pitch
this time around, since this is not the first time, Mr. Falana,
yes.
Why is it now that people are having this skepticism and this kind of the outrage against the judiciary? Why?
No, some of the people involved are voting for the first time, and they believe, rightly or wrongly, that their candidate must be declared the winner. And I think that is what is going on. Whether you like it or not, our candidate must be declared the winner. And that is not what election petition tribunals are all about. It is for them, the justices, to look at the evidence adduced by the parties, apply the law, and give a decision. As they say, even if the heavens will fall, and the heavens won't fall anyway, the judges must not be intimidated. They must give their decisions, regardless of blackmail or intimidation. Convinced that they can justify their judgment. That is what is required by them. To examine the evidence, apply the law, and deliver a decision. One way or the other. Some will win, some will lose. But those who lose, in the case, who are aggrieved, will have another opportunity to approach the Supreme Court and demonstrate how the Court of Appeal has erred.
So, I mean, where do we go from here? Does the judiciary need to do anything in this respect when these kind of issues are being raised by some segment of the populace?
No, I think the judiciary has been extremely careful not to join issues with those who have threatened, intimidated, or blackmailed judges. I mean, in some other clime, in Ghana, for instance, the law of contempt will have been applied. So I think our judges have been quite mature, and they must take their maturity to their decision, must apply the maturity to their decision by scrutinizing the evidence laid before them, apply the law, electoral law of our country, and ensure that they come out with a decision they can defend. That's all. Again, as I said, whoever is dissatisfied on Wednesday will have the opportunity to go to the Court of Appeal. It can be either way. I mean, election petition tribunals have delivered judgments in this country, and sometimes those you think you win, lost. And for me, I want to appeal to Nigerians to allow the due process of law to take its course.
I mean, if there is one thing, Mr. Falana, after the 2023 election, going into the election tribunal, that you think, after all said and done, should be fixed in our electoral law and jurisprudence, what would that be?
Well, for me, I have advocated this publicly. Once the election petitions are concluded, we certainly will have to go back to the drawing table and perhaps turn our attention to some other African countries. For instance, in majority of African countries, election petitions of a presidential nature, the presidential election petitions are concluded within 14 days. That is an area we have to review. I mean, we have to look at. And in order to fast-track the decisions of our election petition tribunal, we will need to embrace technology completely. The accreditation of voters through the Beavers machine will have to be perfected, and election results will have to be uploaded and transmitted to the central server of the electoral body, whether it's INEC or state electoral commissions, that conduct the worst elections in Africa, where all the candidates of the ruling party, the chairmanship candidates and the councillorship candidates, must be won. The seats must be won by the ruling party in every state in Nigeria. So we must embrace technology like other African countries so that our election will be devoid of rancor, as it is the case now. For me, those are issues we'll have to take to the drawing table. Now, the other issue is the question of the appointment of the management staff of our electoral bodies. The Waste panel had recommended, the Justice Muhammad Waste panel had recommended that electoral chiefs be appointed by advertisement. And at the end of the day, those who are shortlisted will be sent to the National Judicial Council that will interview them and recommend the best candidates to the president, who would then take the names to the to the Senate. Again, we have to look at that. So that the allegations
let's take a breather quickly, Mr. Falana. Yeah? Okay.
The allegations of partiality, will be eliminated or reduced substantially.